What is going on, guys? Della back, and I am in my favorite comfy robe. I didn't get a new one for Christmas. I didn't even get socks or underwear for Christmas. But I hope you guys had a great Christmas. We're almost at the end of 2021, going into 2022, and let's hope that maybe COVID will figure out what it's doing and stop coming up with all these new variants, and we'll go back to life without wearing masks and having to deal with all these dumb mandates that don't make sense because no one knows what they're doing. But let's end the new year with a bang, with an order that comes from the Bloomberg opinion. I didn't even know Bloomberg had an opinion, but here's the article. Video game industry struggles to shake sexist attitudes. Degrading portrayals of women are common in popular titles, but the hit Sony game offers a glimmer of hope that things are changing. This article goes on to say the video game business has a long and troubled history of sexism and gender stereotypes. Around the scandalous and multiple gaming companies offer a sad reminder that the industry has a lot more to do to fix its culture and eventually repair its reputation. But the situation isn't hopeless. The hit release of Sony's shows there is a big market for games portraying women as smart, resourceful actors rather than pawns, victims, and objects of the male desire. Let's stop right there. Anybody remember a game called Dino Crisis? Jill from Resident Evil 3, the original? How about Claire Redfield from the Resident Evil 2 and Code Veronica? How about Samus? How about the lead character in Final Fantasy, what was it, 3, 4, and 5? Or 3 and 4? Lead female characters. Okay, what about the woman from Parasite Eve 1 and 2? Were they just sexy women who were just pawns to men? Did they never exist? What about Lara Croft from Tomb Raider? Mind you, when they remade the game, they changed her look. I'm tired of this like erasure from like these like game journalists. And like it feels like they don't even play video games. I honestly feel like half these people who are game journalists or any type of journalists, even movies, don't play video games. They must have started playing video games in 2015 or something. And they're taken away from video game characters that are already established and are good characters. Mind you, there's some video game characters, yes, I can say they're super sexy, but what's wrong with being sexy and a fucking badass? Please tell me what's wrong with that. Like, why are you erasing these female video game characters that for years not only men loved, women loved, and strive to be like and look like? Just say, look, I want to be a badass like that. And a lot of lewd cosplayers dress like those women too. So what is this? So what is going on with this? The article also goes on to say, with Horizon Zero Dawn's main protagonist. Zero Dawn's main protagonist is a female character who doesn't look like a supermodel. Set in a post-apocalyptic time far in the future, the character named Aloy battles robotic dinosaurs and aims to stop a rogue artificial intelligence system from destroying the Earth and life. Now, look at this woman. Look at her. Does she not look like a supermodel a little bit? Look at her toned abs. She has toned abs than me. Look at this muscle. Look at that jawline. She looks like a freaking model. This is from part 1. Mind you, the first game came out when, like in 17, 18? I forget. I'm not sure. But they updated her. They gave her a little more chunkiness around her cheeks. That's all they did. She got a little bit of chunkiness around her cheeks. But I really don't understand how you could have a little bit of like, you know, a little like cheekage going on with puffy cheeks and at the same time be super thin and fit like that. I don't know. That seems very unrealistic to me. And it's very annoying. You know, when I see articles like this, you always see where it's women are portrayed as this, women are portrayed as that, and women are constant victims. Like, a woman can never look like this. There's no women that look like this. Have you not seen some of these cosplayers? they look like this. There's cosplayers who have the body types and the proportions that don't even make sense. Trust me, I've seen them. Don't ask why, but I've seen them. What also pisses me off is that you never hear men complain. Look at some of the male heroes we have in video games. Drake from Drake Uncharted. Dante from Devil May Cry. Think of any male character who's like chiseled, handsome, adventurous, heroic, all that stuff. You never see guys sit there and go, "Oh, this is an unrealistic portrayal of men. A man can never be all these things. This is unrealistic. No way a guy can have 8-pack abs and built like these characters and do all these things. No way." No, we sit there and go, "Oh, that's badass. I wish I could do that. Damn, maybe I should start working out. Maybe I should try to go on adventure. Maybe I should see the world a little bit more." Or they just say, "Yo, this is dope. I relate to his characters and how his actions are." This is not the first time we saw women being erased from media. Not women being erased from media, but more women from the past in movies and video games being erased. Remember when Captain Marvel came out? It was like, "Oh, the first woman who's a badass, who doesn't take crap from men." Sarah Connor. Mind you, in the first movie, she was a little skittish. She was like, "What the hell is going on?" Terminator Part 2, badass. Even that horrible movie, Dog Days or whatever, that horrible one with the cyborg female Terminator came. It was bad, but she was still a badass. Sigourney Weaver and freaking Aliens, badass. Lead character, fucking badass. And it showed something. You know what it showed? Character development. As we saw these women in the first movies, they were skittish. They were afraid. They didn't know what was going on. But they was like, "I'm going to get it together and I'm going to defeat whatever's after me because it's kill or be killed." And then they got developed into a badass that they are. Not like freaking Rey from Star Wars, who was just a powerful overlord off the rip that had no real struggle or nothing and was able to go toe-to-toe with a freaking Sith Lord in the first movie. Made no sense. 0 sense at all. But those strong, independent women who are badasses from the past don't exist. They never happened. They're not the first. Maybe these new characters and everything are the first of this generation or the new generation of it. How about you say the new generation are strong female leads? Don't just erase the ones that paved the way for stuff. We also saw this with a lot of like black video game characters and black superheroes. Let's not forget, when Black Panther came out, everybody was going crazy. Like, the first black superhero. He's the first black superhero. Oh my God, we never had this. This is amazing. What the fuck was Spawn and Blade? Spawn was literally a freaking black army veteran. Was he a Marine or Army? I think he was an Army. But he was a military man, betrayed by the white man, came back from hell to kill Sid White Man. Blade, a black vampire who killed mostly white vampires. Did we forget about Blade? Did we forget about Wesley Snipes, who was one of the biggest action heroes in the early 90s? Blade 1, 2, and 3? He was never a freaking side character. He was the main character. If you remember in Blade 2, there was a scene with him and Ron Perlman, and he kind of made a racist remark. And Blade checked him real quick. Blade even killed the man. So, why do we erase, like, just look, you remind you of this article from the Rolling Stones. The Black superhero movies, black superheroes matter. Why Black Panther movie is revolutionary. How Marvel investment in a standalone movie for Wakanda's King signals a new era for black superheroes and superhero movies at large. Like, how is it a new era? We've had black superheroes. We had a lot of positive black superheroes. And a lot of the people who don't read comics, mind you, Black Panther didn't care about the outside world. He didn't care what was going on. He stood in Wakanda and said, whatever's happened out there with those people, not my problem. Mind you, then people were talking about, oh, Storm, he married Storm the Queen, and blah, 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 blah. if you read the comics, he divorced her because she brought her X-Men problems to Wakanda and banished her from here. Do you guys? It just goes to show none of you guys read things. Not none of you guys, but the majority of these journalists and so-called fans don't read comics. They don't read source material at all. They just make posts and videos saying things, and no one fact checks or like says anything. But if you do, you're just a nerd, bro. Blah blah blah. Like no. Know what the fuck you're talking about. Honestly, stop erasing these female and black male characters that already have been established. In video games, we had the lead protagonist of Prototype 2 was a black army veteran. Mind you, we just had another lead black male and female in that Loop game, Deathloop. So what are you guys talking about? Then Forspoken, everybody's going crazy. Like the first female lead black. First female lead in black. No, she's not the first female lead in black. Or like a minority. She's not. Come on. There's no problem with a woman being sexy and a fucking badass. At all. There's no guy that hates female characters and don't want them in the games. Speaking for a man, I don't want to see a female character who is just poorly written. I have no problems with female leads at all. But if she's poorly written and has no real development, I'm not going to like it. The movie Atomic Blonde was pretty much like kind of like a female John Wick, but that movie was fucking great. It was badass. She did a really good job. Also, that spy movie Anna showed development. She was just a poor Russian girl trained to be an assassin, showed real development. Good movie. I enjoyed it. What is the movie? I'm brain farting. But like, stop erasing these women from the past and these black characters from the past just to say that they're the first. They're doing the same thing with Disney constantly with gay characters. First gay. Like, how many first gays have been in Disney so far? I lost count after 5. We don't have no problem with any characters being black, gay, Hispanic, anything. We don't have no problems with that. It's just when you make their whole identity about being black or gay, that's when it gets kind of redundant and just loses it. So please, stop. You game journalists, play video games. Play real video games. Don't go back and play old video games with these badass women. Samus from Metroid is like the badass of them all. And when people find out she was a woman, they're like, holy shit, she's a woman. But that's all I got to say. Let me know what you think in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe and stay up to date to your favorite ranting black man. Hope you guys enjoy the New Year's. Have a good one. I will see you next time. Or I will see you next year's. Take it easy, guys.